Ladies and gentlemen, if you tuned in, we are live. Yeah, we're live. Black Ramen's live, reporting to you with the news freshly hot out the press. Well, not freshly hot. RIP to Mr. Toriyama, aka Dragon Ball Zaddy, aka Dragon Quest Zaddy, aka how many AKAs he has? I was just reading all his accolades, and man, and was really dope. He married a mangaka too, which was dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, mangakas got to stick together, especially if
Yeah.
you put in more than six figures a year. So one of us got to eat. One of us bringing in the money.
But yeah.
But yeah, honestly, I just want to get on for a little while so we can give a little bit of a tribute to Akira Toriyama for his amazing career and amazing impact on anime, manga, Black community, Asian community. I heard the Latino community is taking it really hard because I think that might be the largest Toriyama Dragon Ball
Yes.
fan community outside of Japan.
Out of the 11, 9 of them are Latin countries that are the top
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z at their
consumers
top.
of Dragon
Yeah.
Ball. And the reason it's so impactful in the Latin countries is because of the simple fact that when we had access to it in the US was like, we got to edit this. So they didn't get any edit versions of the anime. They got the full raw deal of the anime. So that's why they were, not only that, they were ahead. So while we was waiting for the dubs, they were already like, and casa Pedro like they was already
I'm
they was
jealous.
already
Always around
I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous.
with Sailor Moon's cousins and such. Smoking a lollipop.
God damn, bro. I mean,
But
they know what time it was. I appreciate them for that. But yeah, it's anime fans are really taking it tough this
yeah,
week.
so for those who don't know, the
So
official word is as of March 1st, Toriyama did pass away from, I believe it was a brain clot issue. So they kept it quiet. They've already had a very
mhm,
private funeral. I think they are requesting that fans don't send them letters and merch and stuff. They're still
mhm.
considering if slash how they might want to do a more public memorial or funeral for him.
I think they should,
And
knowing that
them, yeah, but yeah.
yeah, I think they should. I mean, the fact that I told my brother last night, my brother was devastated. He called me, and I texted him like 11:30 at night. Now my brother don't get up for nothing. Once he sleep, he sleep. I figured, I just text him and wait for him to get this message. This dude 10 minutes later called me from the bathroom with the sleep still in his eye, like, nigga, you lying. I'm like, no, it's the truth. He said, when? And
Yeah.
then he Googles it and he's like, yo, he died on the first. Why are we hearing this? I'm like, that's how it is sometimes. Family need time to grieve and mourn for the loss. And if I'm not mistaken, he has two children. He has a son and a daughter. And he's very still much married. So
Yeah, because he's
our
passing away young.
condolences.
He's
Yeah.
only 68 years old. He was born in 1955.
Hmm.
So it's a shock to a lot of us in the fan community, I think.
Yeah. Condolences to his children, his family. And first of all, this gives us a wake up call. Somebody please check up on Oda.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
Actually, Oda put out, well, I see a translated version, so I don't know if it's fully official, but Oda had put out a statement kind of saying goodbye, expressing his sadness, saying how much he had admired Toriyama. He
Yeah, I
said
think
it's
a few
too
of them
early,
have.
this hole is too
Mm,
big. He had really opened up Oda's eyes and a lot of other great mangaka's eyes from an
mhm,
era. This is now quoting. This is based off of a statement supposedly translated from Oda.
mhm,
That Toriyama is one of the people who took the baton from the era when reading manga would make you stupid and created an era where both adults and children read and enjoy manga. He showed us the dream that manga can do with things like this and that we can go to the world.
mhm, mhm.
So this, yeah, I think Patty, you say it all the time. If Dragon Ball isn't your favorite, it was your favorite's favorite.
That's true. But I said that about One Piece, but we could use that.
Yeah. I mean, we say it about One Piece, but it's
Yeah, but One Piece
even
is
if
our
it's
favorite, so our favorite's favorite is
it's yeah,
Toriyama in
There
Dragon
it is.
Ball.
You're
And
right.
it
just
just
what
That's
an
applies
what
to
it
us
is.
as well.
Yes.
incredible legacy
Yes.
this man has had. So one thing I was just reading, just so I could see what happened and try to again just think about his life and his amazing work, is I think it was an
Hmm.
NPR article that cited we have the poop emoji because of
Hmm.
Toriyama.
You
Because
serious?
apparently he had a character in one of his first ever series, Dr. Slump,
Yeah.
that was just called the poop. And it was like it's the poop emoji. It came in a bunch of different colors. There's various characters for this. There's poop boy, bird poop boy, manure boy, old man poop. But yeah, so I think Toriyama was responsible for the poop emoji.
Wow. That's crazy.
Right, and that you would
Legends.
never even really notice that. Again, this is according to an NPR article. I don't have the full history of the poop emoji, but if this was the first recorded use of like that,
Hmm.
swirly ice cream powdered patterned turd, I'd
Hmm.
believe it. And just
Well,
so much.
one thing we have to also acknowledge is that Dragon Balls was a lot of people's first anime.
Yeah.
So I'm from our older generation. So I was fortunate to have um, a lot of underground access to animes that came out before Dragon Ball was ever hitting here. But for my brother, it was a big staple. It brought us closer together because the animes that I was watching, let's just say he wasn't supposed to. So I wasn't really sharing. But when it touched the states and we were watching it on Channel 11 it was a routine. Every Sunday before we went to church, we had to watch Dragon Ball. After Dragon Ball, it would be Marvel Action Hour. So it would be Stan Lee presenting Fantastic Four, which was trash, and Iron Man, which was halfway decent. It was an animated series. It was horrible. We was only here for the Dragon Balls. So Dragon Ball Z actually. Dragon Ball we never got to see as younger. We saw Dragon Ball Z, and
I
then I
think Dragon Ball
think
Z came out in the US first,
right,
actually.
right. So we
Yeah.
never got a chance to see it. So, um, yeah, it brought me and my brother closer together. It turned him out into an anime fan to the point that he's reading the manga. He's reading Super. He's also reading One Punch Man. And yeah, like it opened up a whole new world that a lot of non-white folks didn't think was possible or capable to fall in love with, and even though we kept it a secret, now it turns out to be one of the most iconic pop culture characters we ever had. Like, we remember when Goku Super Saiyan 4, was it Super Saiyan 4 with the blue hair? He was in the Thanksgiving parade. Shout out to
Yeah, this
Macy's.
past year,
Super
Yeah.
Goku had
Saiyan,
some. Oh,
Super
a quick
Saiyan
thing, we
God.
had a comment on Instagram.
Okay, Super
Hi, the
Saiyan Blue, really.
Melanites comics. Yes,
Hmm.
we were talking about poop briefly and just a celebration of Akira Toriyama after his passing. And I had
Yeah.
mentioned that one article cited him as the original creator of the poop emoji because of one of the characters he had in one of his original debut manga, Doctor Slump. So
Hmm.
yes, we are talking a little bit about poop, but god damn it, this shit deserves it.
Wow.
It's right there. It's right there.
No, I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
But yeah,
Mhm.
just Dragon Ball has had such an in the Macy's Day parade and the Thanksgiving parade. We saw
Mhm.
Luffy just finally made it. Pikachu's been there for a minute, and Goku was there.
Yeah.
That's incredible, and even more
Yeah.
iconic than any Super Saiyan. Just the Kamehameha. Just like give him one of these, and we all
Mhm.
get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit of fusion, huh? Everybody gets it.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
it's 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 it. You know, at first it was surprising, but the more I think about it, the more I'm feeling like, damn, this is really. Is this like we know how he died? We know it was some issues with the brain, especially it was like blood flowing into places that it wasn't supposed to, and I'm just thinking like, could this be caused through the conditions of mangakas, how deadlines have to be met, how, you know, it's just tight knit, I'm still surprised that any mangaka is able to maintain a relationship, let alone a family, and he was able to do both. So I'm just thinking like we love them. We love mangakas. We love them to death. We love their stories. We love their creativities. We love what they're able to do with paper and transcend and have these characters just grab your hearts. But then again, you just think about like, hey, like I, we know they're not getting enough support. We know they're not getting enough compensation for the efforts that they put into the world as far as like contributing to pop culture. What is it that I mean, we talk about what we can do differently, but we always say, okay, boom, just show them your love, show them your support. Right now, I don't even think it's us anymore. I just think it's the industry, period. So it's like, yeah, he's a big time mangaka, but what about the other mangakas that are living in poor conditions,
Yeah.
that are passing, that we don't even know about, you know?
Right, because not
So
everyone gets to be a Toriyama, gets to be a Kishimoto or an Oda.
right, right, you
Yeah.
know,
And that this
especially
can
you
really happen to
guys.
anyone.
True, because perfect example, you guys, y'all go manga hunting at least once a week, and these
We try.
stories, it trying is not the word because I just finished solo
Soloist in a Cage.
It was good one.
Wait, focus. We'll be talking about that at a later time
no
because we
true,
will.
but
We'll have to.
I'm just saying if this person passed away, I'd be devastated. I would be devastated because I stayed up late night finishing that manga, and I'm like, whew, whew, almost got me. Like it was
Because good
amazing.
stories
So
do that to you. These things that
yeah,
you
they
can get
do.
invested in, these long running like giants
Hmm.
that we go back from like our childhood now well into adulthood, and we can still see people picking up copies, starting off watching Z, GT,
Hmm.
Budokai. Is Budokai one of the games or one of the
The
movies?
games.
Honestly, it has movies.
Yeah.
It had a terrible live action.
And there
It
were
had
some
good
good games too in
games.
some of the early ones.
First of all, shout out to my husband who just texted me and said, "You better not be fired being on your phone." I'm on break, babe. I'm on break.
As long as
Oh,
we're safe.
yeah, we're safe. We're safe. We're safe. We planned this. We planned this. We planned. But yeah, it's yeah, it's kind of hard. Like you start to wonder like in this time right now with you would think with anime being so big right now and not even that. Real quick, we're gonna touch this real quick, but this is gonna be a separate show for this. As we watch the Crunchyroll Awards and see how much money was spewed out for the orange carpet, it's amazing. But what I want to know is this Sony? Hello, Sony, are you putting this in? Are any of this just a check? Is it going to any of the creators that are making
Betty,
all this possible?
Betty, you know it's not. You know.
Damn, man.
I don't know why you're asking. They're gonna corporate.
At
Corporations
least
are
for
just
right
gonna do
now,
what they do.
we have to be the checks. We have to be the one going, buying volumes from stores that we can.
There's but so much
Now
volumes we
would be
could
the
buy,
time to
Bree.
buy
It
a
is
box
true.
set.
There's but so much
Yeah, some
volumes we could
Mr. Or
buy.
no,
There's but
MW High
so
Speed
much.
have mentioned on Instagram, Dragon Ball is about to sell out on everything now. Movies,
Oh no,
games,
without a doubt.
For
everything.
sure, for
Box
sure,
sets
for
will be
sure.
flying off walls. If they still have any DVDs being sold from it, those are going to be cleared out.
We're gonna get
Just
Dragon
to
Ball GT,
physically
GT,
have,
TTT 2.
yes, to
We're gonna get
physically
that.
have your copies of this now. So not
And
just
there's
I've
that new
read it once,
project
but to
that was
like
supposed to come
physically have
out.
it on your shelf in memory, in respect, in recognition for everything this man accomplished.
Real quick, a message to who's the studio Toei.
I
That
believe so,
does.
Toei.
Okay, Toei. Listen, sir. Don't be disrespectful and put out stuff related to Dragon Ball and just mess up the story, please. No one asked you to do that. He wasn't. He didn't. Okay, GT. Y'all did it anyway. He let him rest in peace. If Super's not done, leave it alone. We'll be fine.
I'm sorry,
We'll
they're
be fine.
definitely still gonna release Daima.
They gotta stop, man. Especially if it's not related, if it's not gonna be consistent to the story that he has out. We saw what y'all did when y'all went y'all separate ways when y'all started doing y'all own stuff. Eh. Not your best work, sir.
But
Not your
they
best
want
work.
the money. I am a little bit worried about that because you know how happy the industry is when someone passes away. Like, look at Solo Leveling right now. Off the hype of the Solo Leveling creator's death, they were so excited to make an anime. Berserk, after the death of that creator, so excited to capitalize. We were even just talking about on Andre Browder earlier, the guy who plays in Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Amazing, amazing track record, and his passing, and like within a few weeks Netflix suddenly acquired all of Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
First of
No.
all, Bree, you gotta give me a heads up before you go there. That's my man right there. Please.
Was.
Please.
Really
What?
disrespectful.
It was.
Very
I'm
But
sorry.
that kind
disrespectful.
of thing, just the
Very.
industry is very
Damn.
excited with these landmark like passing away cases. My heart stopped for a little bit earlier because I was reading an article that said there's going to be a documentary movie coming out for a short period about LeVar Burton because of reading Rainbow.
No, he's
And
fine.
I was
He's fine.
sitting there,
First of
right?
all, first of
Exactly. I
all,
was like, wait, did he die? Did the
like,
reading
yo,
Rainbow
no,
man
he's
pass
okay.
yo,
away? He's
Brie
He's
alive.
almost
okay.
broke me
He's
when
fine.
she said
I
this
had to
too.
check.
Because
He's
you're
fine.
like, yo, because we were talking about this earlier, and we are talking about Andre Braugher, and she's like, yeah, and LeVar Burton. I'm like, LeVar Burton's alive. I just saw a skit with him. I don't know what you're saying, man.
Yes, he's alive.
LeVar
He's
Burton is
very well
A-okay.
alive. Not only that, he's reading books. He has a podcast. Check him out on Apple Podcasts. He's reading books to adults, and they sound so great. His
But yo,
voice
if
is
you take a
majestic.
look, I'm sure like the clip for this documentary, the trailer for it, it's called like a butterfly or something. Take a
You
look
think you
into
think
the
they're gonna have DMX
butterfly.
sing the OP? They can have the DMX version for the OP.
I
When
doubt
I
it, but
Bro,
I'm just
wear
saying
this
when I
out,
saw this like minute and a
come on.
half trailer, they were speaking in the trailer like LeVar Burton was dead. It was like he was always such an
No, they
enigmatic
don't need
figure.
to
I'm
do
like,
that.
is
They
he
don't need to do
is
that.
he
They don't
okay?
need to do that. First of all, he's a legend. He's a Star Trek legend too. Like LeVar Burton is amazing, but you don't have to take my word for it. Did
Yeah.
it? I remember that saying. I loved it. But yeah, let's see.
But I'm hoping for Toriyama, they're not just gonna walk over his legacy, do a bunch of weird stuff. So Daima has already been in production for a minute. It's already coming. They're not going to suddenly stop it.
yeah,
They will probably add a like in memory of closer.
Yeah,
Um,
but we gotta focus on giving these guys their flowers while they're alive. You
yes, say that
know, it's
again.
yeah, we can't keep on. Yeah, I get it. You guys will always find a way to make money or profit, turn a profit during a situation like this. Yes, granted, yes, understandable. But I just want my favorite mangaka to always know that we that he's changed lives, that the effect that they have on us as fans, as creatives. And I don't sometimes I feel like it goes unheard until it's too late. Doing all these documentaries are fine, but sometimes it leads you it forces you to think, do they know what they did? Do they know how they affected us as consumers? Like I don't think he knows what he's how he's affected the black community. I don't think he knows because if he did, there would be a Mr. Popo. But anyway, we're gonna let it slide. The man just passed.
mm,
But I feel like if it it would do them justice to know the type of progress it has done all over the world. Because numbers are numbers, but to actually see it with documentaries and
Not just
how
documentaries, just 5 minutes on TikTok. You'll see
yeah,
people crying in 5 different languages.
oh my god, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Moments of silence. I'm seeing nothing but Goku clips.
yeah.
I'm seeing
Some
it's
wonderful artwork is coming out with just Goku being like the grandfather to all like the little kids, and it's just like
yeah. Makes you a little
anime,
teary. Makes
like
you a little teary.
Yeah,
Coming
he's the
from
grandfather to the big three generation for us in America.
he is. He is.
Absolutely. Because just think of how much of like the common tropes we see now that we
Mhm.
can cite back to Goku. Like the screaming, charging power up
Mhm.
proliferated from that because
Mhm.
so many of these current manga artists will say, like, yeah, that's what I was reading growing up. That's what inspired me. That's what got me. all the
Mhm.
different final form, next form after that. We all know the battle's not done just because you beat them in base form.
Right.
That doesn't mean anything.
You
That's
gotta
the
wait
handshake.
for
Nice to meet you.
yeah, you gotta wait for the best friend to die, and then the next form happens.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, shout out to Bree because I think Bree was the first one I ever heard in real life in real time say, "Oh, I just get it started. This is not even my final form." Had everybody on a chokehold. Bree had everybody just dying,
Oh, that like episode
dying.
one.
I think it was. I think it was. I think it was. That's
Right,
when I
but
knew.
that
Damn.
kind of idea, that all you have to say is final form, and people know exactly what you're talking about. Why?
Everybody knew what you were
Because they
talking about.
always got the final form. Everyone knows if they have
Exactly.
like a lot of muscles and they're 10 feet tall, weak. When they shrink down to like
Mm-hmm.
a 3'5" kid,
Mm-hmm.
you're dead. Run, run. That's a one
Right.
hit knockout.
Right.
So final forms, you can put that up to him a lot. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of power systems, people are inspired
Mm-hmm.
from Dragon Ball. Like not 100% because I was thinking Fist of the North Star. You know more about that than me. They weren't pretty heavy in like their own little power systems, right?
Yeah, it was more like arts. It was more like fighting styles. The
Mm.
artist, the art of Haku no Shinken. Um, it's just, yeah, it had its own power scaling, power form. But another thing that Toriyama did that I took for granted, um, Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z are one of the most greatest stories you'll ever see in anime. Aside from your
Really?
bit, it is if you dive into it. There's plenty of discussions I have with my brother where he breaks down the origin stories of Goku's father, Vegeta's bloodline, Bulma, like everything. When you put it all together and you're like, that happened? We're not watching the same show, are we? He said, "Oh yeah, are you reading it?" And coming from my brother, I'm like, "Nigga, for real? You asking me if I'm reading it?" Like, I'm the one that asks people, "Are you reading it?" Because I'm
Well,
toxic
he
like that.
asked
I'm
you.
toxic.
Uh-huh.
He asked me, and then when he breaks it down, it's don't sleep on it. Like for me, for a long time, I always had made fun of the fact that Dragon Ball was able to be something that was so like power level based. It's more than that. It's truly a great story. It's truly a great origin story. When we get into Piccolo's planet, the storyline of how his planet was like diminished. We're talking about colonization and in the real existence of Barris and why he's there. We always think we fear Barris because of the type of person he is and his legacy of what he has to do as just a destroyer. And then no cap, the blue guy is actually the strongest person in the whole world instead of Barris.
Yeah.
Like it's hilarious. But it's a great story. It's a great concept, but a lot of people have well, I'm not gonna say a lot of people. People like me have slept on. So I just want to take a time out to say, yeah, he was a great storyteller. It wasn't just always about power scaling. It's y'all, it's y'all niggas right there. Y'all toxic niggas with the black Air Forces. Those are the ones that make it just about power scaling. That talk about Goku, who, but can he be Goku though? It wasn't always about can he be Goku though, right? And I blame y'all for that. But other than that, he was a great writer. He was a great
Let me ask you
writer.
this, Patty, because I genuinely don't know. Is the manga still ongoing?
Super is.
Super is?
I think
Okay. Now, if I were to
that's a
say
different
theoretically,
artist.
give it another shot watching it, is it worth a rewatch? Do you think a rewatch would be satisfying? It would be good? Does it hold up to the test of time? Because I could
Well,
rewatch One Piece right now and think, it's good eating.
first of all, we're not gonna do comparisons today. No, we can't.
That's true.
We
That's true. I
can't.
didn't mean like
We
that.
can't.
Again, even if it's not
We
my
can't.
favorite, it's my favorite, and I respect him because I've seen the impact
Hmm.
that it's had on the community.
I would say Super is not. A Super is for more nostalgia than anything. Good story. It's good, but it's you're just gonna pick it up if for something that feels good. That's like a
Mm.
warm blanket, pretty much.
Oh, a
You
warm
know,
blanket.
it
Yeah.
is a warm blanket. It's a warm blanket. So yeah. Super was pretty good. I tapped into Super, and then I enjoyed it for what it was. I really did enjoy it. Um, it was everything that we wanted to see because we're not ready to let Goku die. We're not ever ready to let him just pass on. This is something that it was like a you know what? I'm gonna say this. Dragon Ball Super was how you doing to the fans was high was a love was a fan letter that Toriyama did for us. That I have to say. Yeah, I appreciate it. It was good. It was good.
I'm
Um,
pretty sure it is still ongoing.
yeah, it's still ongoing.
Yeah, and I think it's a different artist who's handling it. I don't know if Toriyama was working on the story as well.
Oh, had he already kind of passed the baton?
I think partway through. Somebody would have to double check me on that. I know there's a
I
different
kind of
artist
like
who works
that.
on that.
If a manga artist like really properly trains up an apprentice and says like, when I am ready to pass this down, you got to carry the torch. Ideally before I pass on, like literally, but so that the story, you make sure this is finished for me. I hope Oda has an apprentice.
He won't.
I hope Oda simply finishes the story.
Well,
How
yeah,
He
that's
about
the
will.
that?
best case scenario.
He will. He will.
Oda,
He
go to
will.
the hospital and get a checkup now.
Right?
Mm.
Just now.
A note to
Oh,
all manga artists, comic artists. Let's just toss it to everyone. Everyone, if you can, might as well just get a checkup just in case.
Now, if you're in America, you can't afford it.
I
That's
mean,
what I said. If you can,
if you can, but most importantly, Oda, we need you to get some sleep. 3 hours is not cutting it. I mean, story wise, your executing is on top of the world. But I'm gonna just say this, man, get some sleep. 8 hours will do you some justice. And eat, drink some water, touch grass. It's okay. We're waiting. We're waiting. We will wait. And shout out to the live action Zorro. I heard this man been to Oda's house and they play video games.
ooh,
Dang.
That's crazy to me. He
I don't know who
totally.
that's more of a dream for. The live action Zorro guy, because like, oh my god, he's meeting Oda, but also Oda as an artist, as a creative, to see someone who is literally your character in real life,
Just
green hair,
walking
strolling
around,
up and saying, "Do you want to
pulling
hang
up.
out?"
First of all, that's like saying God being amazed at Jesus. He know it's Jesus. He created him. He knew what it was. I picked you out of a lineup, dude. I know you great. Be in my bask in my presence. I think that's what Oda said. Oda opened the door and was like, "You're welcome." That's basically what he did. That's basically what he did. Let me
Right.
tell you something. The day Oda hit me up on Twitter or any of those platforms talk about, hey, what you doing Saturday? My phone gonna go like that phone is dropping. I'm running. I'm running.
The nearest airport.
I am running.
Right.
I don't care how much money's in the bank. One way to one way to Tokyo, please.
Right.
I'll be
Hold on,
right
Oda
there.
again. Sorry, we love Oda. But Toriyama, Oda's idol. One thing
Yeah.
Derby said earlier that I loved and just sums it up so well
What I say?
Mm-hmm.
is Toriyama pretty much
What I
wrote
say?
some of the rules that we are breaking and subverting now. Why
Mm-hmm.
was it such a big deal when Aaron punched the Warhammer
Oh
Titan
yeah.
in the face? Because you don't interrupt someone during a transformation. And why? Because, like Goku, you also sit back and wait. Oh, he's
Yeah.
powering up? All
Mm-hmm.
right,
You let
bet. I
them
got
yell
5
for
minutes.
20
Go
minutes
ahead,
until they get
scream.
done.
You wait like a
You wait.
proper. Who raised you? Why would you sit here
Well,
and
you
just
know Aaron
interrupt me?
wasn't raised by nobody. They
That's
dead.
true.
But
That's
now,
true.
20 years later, that is so embedded in our understanding and recognition
Mm-hmm.
of these characters and these tropes that if someone is transforming, you let the animation sequence finish.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Period. If they got to
Mm-hmm.
charge, they got to scream, they got to like build up their Kamehameha, you sit back and say, okay, I'll take it head on.
Or more importantly, if the dress got a shimmer, the heel boots got a buckle, Sailor Moon transformation top notch. You can't forget that. Can't
Yep.
forget that. The baddest bitch to do it in boots.
So he is part of
Mm-hmm.
that era that wrote
Mm-hmm.
the scriptures.
He
They
made it.
wrote the rules, they wrote the
I'm gonna tell you.
manuals. Here are the guidelines, and this is the base level you got to jump off of.
I'm convinced that Toriyama set the scale for most of y'all niggas to be bad baby fathers because the way y'all sit
What?
there, the way y'all sit there and defend, and no, but let's be real. Let's be real. The
But how
way,
else will the child be great? All right.
mm, mm, all right, there. Either.
I'll pull up every once in a while to check on the progress.
Mm. And
I
that's
am
why
clearly joking.
I don't wear your uniform. Piccolo, what size? I'm a size. I'm a medium Piccolo. The way he just bypassed his dad. Hold on, I gotta ask Piccolo something. Piccolo, can I wear your uniform? The way that Toriyama was like, you know what? Shout out to stepdads everywhere, because the way Piccolo he didn't care. He's even telling you, he's even telling Goku, you don't hold Pan like this. You hold her like this, and her bedtime's at 2, and the milk has to be at a certain temperature. Don't mess it up. Please don't. You have one. Matter of fact, we'll come and see you. Don't come by this house no more. He was so serious about that. And shout out to stepdads everywhere. Shout out to uncles. Shout out to because no, that's another thing too. Toriyama made it so that you don't have to be blood to be family. I like the fact that he showcased that family could be of whoever, as long as they love you and they see you as more than just a friend, just family. Family doesn't have to necessarily look like you, because we know Piccolo damn sure don't look like Goku or Gohan or Goten or Pan, but he's their father. Fight me in the comments. He is their father. He is their father. I don't care what anybody says. He's their father. But
Absolutely. Also, the way
yeah.
that Toriyama wrote a character that does not change.
Mm-mm.
I'm sure Daima Goku is exactly the same as original Dragon Ball No Z included Goku. A little bit dumb, still wondering where are your Dragon Balls that may or may
Oh,
not do anything at this point.
yeah.
Nah, they still do stuff.
Do they still collect those?
Yeah.
And that, you know what? Another thing too
I
that
mean,
I,
they
I
have the super
really
ones, obviously.
another thing too I want to say that I haven't stressed enough. Like, shout out to Toriyama for also making it okay for hood niggas to like anime. I'm gonna tell you right now, you can go to any block in Brooklyn. I used to say this all the time: the hardest blocks, the hardest gangster crip blocks, whatever. You stop there, you wear a Goku shirt. Fuck that, you wear a Vegeta shirt. Fuck that, you wear a fusion of Goku and Vegeta on your shirt. That is a pass. People will not touch you. That is, people will not ask you, yo, where you set, where you repping. No, he get a pass. Why? Because he's wearing a Goku Vegeta transformation fusion shirt. Are you kidding me? Goku is a staple in the black community. Hood niggas everywhere. Everybody know. Everybody know. Everybody know. Your hardest trap rappers, they'll tell you. You ask them, hey, what you used to watch on Saturday mornings or after school? Well, I used to like Dragon Ball with the fronts and the goals. I used to like it's a staple in the community, and the fact that they made it, he made it okay to like that. And at his big age, before he passed, Toriyama was a big collector of figurines. Collect them, people. Collect your mangas. Collect your Funko Pops. Dust them, because you don't want to sneeze when you get in your room. But dust them, and it's okay. It's okay. Every time when I step into Brian Derby's crib, I'm always reminded that my money is in the wrong place. Every time, every single time. And I just want to say, yo, just no matter who you are, continue loving what you love. Don't let anybody shame you for what you like and what you want to do and what you like to read. And what if you're making fanfic, don't be like Brie and hide your shit.
Mm.
Post it
Share.
for everybody to see and share. Share. Be a
Sharing is
creative.
caring. I mean, come on, we learned this in kindergarten.
We did, but some of us just don't care.
Who raised you?
Who
Write
raised you?
your
Who
own
raised
fanfic.
you? Whatever. I want to read
Anyway, I
yours.
know you're short on time. You're on lunch break, but we just had to get on for a little while, give a little
Hmm.
bit of a tribute, and a big just thank you, Akira Toriyama, for everything you have done for anime and manga.
Yeah, we appreciate you, sir,
Entertainment in general.
for all your good deeds that you have put into the anime community. We appreciate you being one of the biggest influences in our favorite mangakas. and being our favorite mangaka, I would have to say that he was definitely the one that put the battery in my back to pursue and watch more anime than I should have. So you will be missed. You will never be forgotten. May your legacy grow and live on through the hearts of POCs, LGBTQs, and everybody around the world who made anime number one and made it into something bigger than just a trend to pop culture. The main reason is because of one of the main reasons is because of Toriyama. And for that, sir, we will always love and respect you.
And that's it. Good night, everybody.
See, that was nice. They should have put me in the eulogy. I'm telling you right now. I should have been in that
Yeah,
funeral.
you ruined it.
I'm sorry.
You
I'm
ruined
sorry.
it.
I'm
All right,
sorry.
we're leaving. Good night, people.